making sure I got a signal. So this is Dwight, my haunted Fowler. Cords everywhere. Anyway, I'm setting up a camera to be moved periodically within the old Benton County Jail. We don't have cameras in here like we do at the theater. So my plan is to have this set up in different locations, week by week, coming in, swapping out the SD card, seeing if we capture any footage. It's a little more cumbersome than what we have at the theater, but it's an opportunity to try and collect more evidence, more real time. So I'm starting off right now having it face the cell of Jacob Nelling. He's the most infamous criminal here at the old Benton County Jail. He was incarcerated in 1883 for the brutal murder of Ada Atkinson. She was a 15-year-old girl from a prominent family. This is his cell. The night before his trial, he was broken out of here by a bunch of about 100 or so townsfolk, and they took him out. They strung him up about 100 yards from the home of the Atkinson family and hung him until dead. And then they put him on display in the county square at a little town called. So this will be my first stop, if you will, of many, where this wise camera will go. I'm learning that the camera, a good little camera, but for long distance recording, it doesn't do well. So I'm going to try and put it in locations that have a short throw. So right now we're just looking into, let's see if I can do it from behind the bars here. But we'll be looking into, well, that's a crappy view. Sorry, folks. We'll be looking into the cell of Jacob Nelling. My plan is to leave it here a week at a time, swap out, like I said, SD cards. And then when I come in to get the SD card out of here, my plan will be to move it to another location, maybe upstairs. This is just going to do a quick walk through different location potential. This is the other side where we have a padded cell at the end. This will be a good location for an overnight. Probably have to bring a little more of an extension cord for that. I have power, but limited. So, let's see. Now this jail, if you haven't heard, was built in 1876. The town was established in 1873, so it's 3 years younger than the town. This is the women's section. So there's plenty of places to leave this camera from time to time, trying to collect anything we can, audio or visual. But this is where the women and the juveniles would stay. If you are people that have followed Omar or James, this may look familiar. They were here recently. Actually, it was James' second visit to the jail. I have a very stuffy nose, so I apologize for all the sniffling. Another place that will set up is down here in the dungeon. And it was named the dungeon by somebody other than me. It's an old office for the deputy. Historical records books dating back to the 1800s. I'm seeing shadows, but I think it's just me moving the light around. This area here has been, for me, the most active. Growls, heavy EVPs. It's raining outside, so you're hearing some noise that is just natural. So, normal, not paranormal. This is the dungeon area. This is where they said in the olden days, the sheriff said this is where they would chain inmates to the wall until they confessed or went crazy. So these are old cells that have been either filled in with stuff or crap, rubble. Lots of holes made in the walls over the years to add plumbing. This place was an active jail until 1997. They built a new one across the street. Left this one intact. Tried to make a bit of a museum out of it, but I don't think it really took off. And then it sat here for a long time until I approached the sheriff and got permission to start hosting investigations here. It's been a very active location. So we're back to the main floor. This is a kitchen where the wife, traditionally, of the sheriff would serve food to the inmates. That was a practice until 1962. It's just an office. 1962, they continued the practice, but I think the sheriff's family still continue to live here. So this is the residential space. 3-bedroom. Today on this old haunted house. This room here is a very active room. I don't know what's any story behind it. That'll be a place we'll put a camera from time to time. And up here is the attic. The one known resident up here is a bat. Excuse me. Sound very nasally. Probably hard to see up here with this light. And then my heavy breathing probably doesn't help. That was weird. So I can recreate that. Huh. 7:38. I don't know what it was. Sort of a flash, but mainly I came here to set up the camera. So I didn't come prepared with a flashlight. Excuse me. You know, it might have just been me turning it fast, causing a flash. Sorry if anybody's getting nauseous from me spinning around. We'll check that out later. Around the 7 to 8 minute mark. So this is back down. It's like a rush of dust or something, but the light just may be reflecting on. Oh. My breath debunked. Okay. Well, I'd rather present the known when I can, and then try and figure out the unknown when I cannot. So that was my breath. Anyway, this is the old Benton County Jail. We'll go back in here. You'll hear a lot of noise. It's rain hitting one of the awnings outside. That's what that is, rain hitting an awning. Normal, not paranormal. Oh. Sorry for the extra throat clearing today. We'll see if it gets any quieter. We go into the padded cell. That blocks out any of that noise out there. Hey, you can't hear the raindrop. Yeah, that is hard rain coming down. But it is pretty quiet here in the padded cell. Is there anyone in here with me? If there's someone in here with me, can you knock on the door or pound on the wall? It's my other hand, so no one thinks I'm doing it. Yeah, it's pretty quiet in here. Lots of stains on these walls, and I don't really want to know what they're from. Some of it looks like material ripped. Earlier, I thought I heard talking, but I think it was the way the sound was carrying from the rain hitting the awning. I'm not going to claim paranormal unless I can't identify what it is. And even then, I'm not going to say it's a ghost for sure. Now, if a ghost walks up and taps me on the shoulder and says, "Hey there," I'll go with it. But right now, we're just taking in the ambiance of an old jail. I'm going to go down to the third cell. This cell has been probably more active than the cell that housed Jacob Nelling. Groups have recorded growls, noises. I think it was maybe even out of this cell that Omar picked up something when he was here. Oh my gosh. I know when I was coming into this space as James had left, they were here a couple weeks ago, but I thought someone was with him, and I heard a big clang back here, and he had been alone, so I never did figure out where the noise came from, but it was in the vicinity of these row of cells. All right, well, we'll go ahead and leave this camera running. And as I said, the plan is to check it a week at a time. I can do about 7 days worth of footage on an SD card before it overwrites. And I'll just come in with a new SD card, swap it out, move the camera to a new location, like upstairs, or we'll do the padded cell next time. I'll need a longer extension cord though, but anyway. So thank you for those that joined, and check back from time to time. Subscribe to my channel. I mean, that's one way to know. Hit the notification button. We've been a little slow last few weeks just because of the holidays and spending a lot of time at the Fowler Theater with a lot of events and movies. This time of year is when we get a lot of donations to help the theater and other historical landmarks in town. But I got 3 groups wanting to investigate. I got to set some dates and some volunteers for them. Like I said, we'll do some camera work here. This is the closest I can get to having a camera all the time. I bought it for this purpose, just to run around in the jail. We still have 7 cameras in the theater capturing stuff on a regular basis. All right, well, this is Dwight. You can't see my, we won't say pretty face, but this is Dwight from My Haunted Fowler signing off. Again, thanks to those who joined there. There you go. Now you can see what I look like. Ooh, that's the spookiest thing you've seen today. Anyway, again, thanks for joining, and we'll talk to you soon on My Haunted Fowler.